Now, who knew? Look, I love history, but I hate geography. Happily, I've been in 45 US states and countless countries on 5 continents. So I've learned a ton of geography, but Turkey has not been on my old bucket list or isn't currently on my new bucket list. So, and I've been close. We were just on a Mediterranean, or we were just on a cruise, a Greek island cruise. So I've been to the Aegean Sea. It's the deepest, bluest ocean water, I guess you could ever see. It's very beautiful. But I was not in Turkey. I couldn't even see Turkey from those Greek islands. So I had to dive in today, and I found some pretty interesting reasons why Tesla would be looking at Turkey, even though just a lot of, a bunch of smart Tesla folks on YouTube channels and elsewhere have not been suggesting Turkey as a likely location for a gigafactory. And I just completely, scoffed at the idea the other day based on my perception of them having less than a democratic political environment, and because I knew they had serious economic problems, including crazy runaway inflation. Now I do understand that inflation is cut in half, but it's still in the 20s or something. I forget exactly. Anyway, this is Randy Kirk. If you think you're going to like this, you can hit like now, or you can subscribe and notify if you haven't already done that. And then even on this essay type show, I am definitely going to be talking about this later in the show. Anyway, let's get a map up just real quick, okay? So as you can see, here is Turkey right here with the very weird spelling. I'm glad that I didn't have to learn how to spell that back in high school. Anyway, it goes all the way over here where it borders on Bulgaria and Greece. It is, bordering on Syria, Azerbaijan, Georgia. I mean, it has all Iraq even. But where it's really strategically interesting is it is the only country that gives passageway between the Black Sea, the Aegean Sea, and the Mediterranean Sea. And that's through this. Let's see if we can blow this up just a little bigger here. We have some straits. So it goes through the Bosphorus Straits, a narrow waterway that connects the Black Sea with the Sea of Marmara, which then leads to the Aegean and the Mediterranean. So that is one of their big benefits. Of course, if we subtract this back down just a little bit again, we also know, of course, that this is the Ukraine up here and Russia over here. And of course, all this business about, access to the Black Sea is a big reason why we're having the big fight there. So this gives you, I hope, maybe you already know all this about this area of the world. I knew some of it, but for the most part, no. I have to give you, I'm still not great when it comes to geography, but at least we have a little more information here that we can go on. So let me stop sharing and let's go back to the total story here that we're dealing with. So that strait, of course, helps them. And then they have tremendous capability to be able to, be a port. They have, dozens and dozens of ports all around the country and the Black Sea, on the Aegean, which allows them to obviously export easily. According to Wikipedia, they have 85 million people. It's an $820 billion economy, so it's pretty significant. The economy of Turkey, which is a founding member of the OECD and the G20, is classified among the E7 Eagles and the NICs. Look that up. It currently ranks as the 19th largest in the world by nominal GDP, the 11th largest by PPP. Turkey is a charter member of the United Nations, the IMF, and the World Bank, a founding member of all these different things, the OSCE, the OIC, the BSEC, the ECO, the MIKTA. Okay, I'm running out of letters here. And they're an early member of NATO. And that has been, of course, a kind of a contentious issue also in many different ways over the years. as they're probably the least democratic of the NATO countries. After becoming one of the earliest members of the Council of Europe in 1950, Turkey became an associate member of the EEC in 1963, and then joined the EU Customs Union in 1995, started accession negotiations with the European Union in 2005, but they're not yet a member of the EU. There's always been these political issues going back and forth as to whether the EU is going to let them in or not. All right. The automotive industry in Turkey is sizable. They produced 1,352,000 and more motor vehicles in 2022, ranking as the 13th largest producer in the world. Their production peaked at about 1.6 million back in 2017 when everybody else was peaking. Turkey also ranked 13th then. They're among the world's largest van, bus, and truck manufacturers. They have TOGG, or Turkey's Automobile Joint Venture Group, is the first all-electric vehicle company in Turkey. SpaceX has a long-standing relationship with Turkey. The rocket maker has launched multiple satellites for TurkSat over the years. They do have a fairly aggressive technology piece of the action over there in Turkey. And they are, we'll talk about them, they have significant military capabilities. We'll talk about that in a minute, though. They launched these satellites for Turkey despite protests in 2020 from the Armenian community over the use of these satellites to support military attacks by Turkey's ally Azerbaijani in the long simmering conflict with Armenia. Viasat, a satellite operator that competes with Starlink, stopped doing business with Turkey after similar criticism. In 2022, SpaceX did launch Armenia's first satellite, playing, not taking sides. All right. Turkey is the second largest standing military force in NATO after the United States, with an estimated strength of almost 900,000 military personnel as of February 2022. Russia's Baltic program is the result of a change in heart in NATO member Turkey that also affects the Black Sea, where Turkey controls the lion's share of the coast. Turkey's Navy has been going through a major upgrade, while Russia's Black Sea fleet has suffered losses during the war with Ukraine, including the embarrassing loss of the Moskva, sunk by Ukrainian missiles. And we also know about the whole drone thing, which has been a big deal in the Black Sea as well. Whenever the price of Turkey for allowing Sweden to come in, so the price meaning the price because Russia was unhappy with that, we suspect that they will probably be playing a more active role in NATO, according to a gentleman called Hubert. Turkey wants to join the EU, and they're using the Russia card to try and convince the EU to move them from an associate role to full membership. So they're hoping that if they keep looking like they're cozying up to Russia, that EU will be forced to bring them on board. Ford has a very long history in Turkey with a partnership where they are by the way, this is not all from Wikipedia. I'm sorry I didn't say this. This is from all kinds of different resources. Only that one part up above was from Wikipedia, just in case you're playing along. All right, so they have a minority ownership in 5 plants over there, where they make cars, trucks, and large trucks. So one of the benefits of using Turkey is that they have minimum wages that go from $2.50 an hour to about $11 an hour for a very good wage. So that would be much lower than other countries where the U.S. where a Tesla might want to set up. The World Bank and the International Finance Corporation ranked Turkey in 142nd place in the world for dealing with construction permits. Tesla, are you listening? There are 20 procedures to complete during the process, which take an average of 180 days, which is far higher than the average that the OECD has, which is 143 days. So only 37 days less, but in any case, so according to this article, I can't remember where I got this one, but anyway, according to this article, there are steps being taken by the Turkish government to simplify the process, which is reflected in the 2013, this is a long time ago, results showing an improvement of up 12 places in terms of getting better and better compared to the previous year. I don't have any more recent information than that. The cost to export, however, is far cheaper than other countries within Eastern Europe and Central Asia. This is a big benefit of doing business in Turkey. Turkey boasts the youngest, the fastest growing population in Europe. A growing number of graduates have raised education levels significantly in the last decade, although it remains below the OECD average. Enrollments are high and rising. A similar pattern is seen in rising participation in secondary education, and growth in enrollment rates is among the highest in OECD countries. All right, well, there you have it. There's a rough overview of what is maybe the big deal about Turkey. I mean, obviously, you always want to look at these issues with regard to transportation by ship. I didn't go into the transportation by rail and by truck. Apparently, they are working very, very hard to improve their infrastructure. They just opened a brand new international airport, which apparently is quite nice. And they are, again, improving their rail and their roads. They're putting a lot of money into infrastructure improvement. Erdogan, has some negative reputation aspects. He apparently has done very well for that economy. He's been in power since 2002, but he has also done kind of a Putin-esque thing where he got the country to agree to a change in their constitution a couple of years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, making him king. No, making him much more powerful than he was before they changed the rules. So this would be a negative, is working with him is maybe not the greatest, one of the greatest guys in the world to work with. On the other side of the coin, I'm quite confident, since Erdogan made a big deal about this with Elon when he met with him the other day. We want you to come here. So maybe because he has so much power, he might be able to cut through a lot of that red tape and whatnot. Now, what are the odds? What are the chances that this is, in fact, one of the next stops for Tesla? From what I can hear in various different headlines and whatnot, it sounds like this actually, as compared to Saudi Arabia, this might be a process that is well along in consideration. There may have been, it sounds like there are already high-level meetings, and that this might be well up on the list of considerations for Elon Musk in terms of a gigaplant. At the point, a gigafactory. I had questioned this. I know that they did start exporting cars from China into Turkey. I think that was in 2021. Might have been early 22, but they've been exporting there for a while. So they do have a presence. They do have an understanding a little bit of the territory there. Anyway, I think this is super interesting. I was shocked and amazed to learn so much about Turkey in terms of the size of their population, the amount of auto manufacturing they already do, in terms of their GDP, their overall GDP, ranked somewhere in the teens in terms of the whole world. So they're a significant economic significant position. Their middle class is growing. Another one like India, where you want to take a look at that growing middle class, is potential buyers of the vehicles, and then their strategic location for shipping, and apparently everything is good with regard to trains and rails. I mean, trains and automobiles, trucks, etc. as well. Anyway, I hope that was helpful and interesting. And it was for me. So if I'm the only guy making the decision, I guess it's all good. So can I talk to you for just 1 minute? For those of you who know the pitch, go do something else. Maybe you want to hear it again. You'd enjoy hearing it so much. So I had somebody just a little while ago send me a little caption, whoops, let's turn that right side up. Talking about this, I've been thinking about it as a Christmas gift. I've been thinking about it as a gift that you give out at the office or give to friends. But then, somebody said, what about a Father's Day gift? Well, that's a long way from now. But, start thinking about that. It could be a good Father's Day gift. You could ask your children for this as Father's Day, or if your father's still alive, you could give it as a Father's Day gift. This is the camo version. I think I'm sitting on the other one. I think I'm going to have to find it over here. This would be the other version right here, the stainless version or the regular version, are the non-camo version. People are putting all kinds of different things now, but if you order it, please let me know which one you want. For those of you who don't know yet, this is a 3mm thick stainless steel product. You're not going to bend it. Massive magnet on the back for your refrigerator or other magnetic surfaces. It is really, really well built. Your friends will just go crazy when you show them this thing the next time you're popping open a beer, or maybe you're going to be popping open a nice water. It could be one or the other. They're $25 a piece. Elsewhere, they are $29.95 or maybe even higher. I've heard that maybe they're being sold on another channel and it might be considerably higher than I'm charging. So should I raise my prices? Maybe you should buy one now. Actually, I've already promised, shouldn't admit this, I shouldn't remind you, I've promised that I'm not going to raise my price. It'll be $25 on this channel. If you are a Patreon member and you don't have any benefits coming, like getting 2 free books on the $10 level or 1 free book on the $5 level, if you've already used those up, then you can still, I give you a $5 discount if you're a Patreon member at the $10 level. And you could buy, 5 of them, 7 of them, 10 of them, 100 of them at the $20 price point because you're a member of Patreon. Or you can join Patreon and get one for free. That's at the $10 level. All right. So those are a bunch of different ways you can buy it. $25 a piece, includes freight, unless you're outside the United States. If you're outside the United States, I do need another $20. It doesn't matter how many you buy. If you buy 2, 5, 20, I don't care how many, just add one $20 bill to the price point. How do you do this? You go down into the information below and it'll tell you, there it is right there. You can click on it, I think, and it'll take you right over to PayPal, paypal.me/Randy Kirk, all in small letters. And then that's where you pay. Or if you're going to do Patreon, that information is also below. Just click on that, go over to Patreon. Couple of minutes, you can sign up at the $10 level. Now, if you sign up normal, you'll get the product right away. If you sign up with the 7-day test, we got to wait till the 7-day test is over and you're actually a full member before I can send it out to you. Okay. I hope all of that makes sense. I'm looking forward to sending out a bunch more of these. Another very good day already. Multiple orders already in the door. And I think, as I mentioned, Amazon, I'm already getting orders there too at $29.95. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit notify. And then Brian, listen, I should have said this earlier. Brian White is midday tomorrow. That's my plan. I'm sorry, not Brian White. I'm going to forget. Brian White was earlier today. If you didn't see that one, I'll put a card right here. Tomorrow, I'm going to have at 4:30, no, not 4:30, it'll be probably about 5:15 Pacific, maybe 5:30 Pacific. I'm going to have Larry Goldberg on, and he and I are going to discuss what took place with Chairman Powell, what took place with the Fed. Now, I'm going to do an earlier report. It'll be a quickie right after the speech, as quick as I can get my thinking together. I'll do my first impressions and just a quick commentary on what took place. But then the later one at around 5:30, then Larry Goldberg and I will go into depth about that situation as well as his road trip. We'll also talk about things that have happened during the week with regard to Tesla, the price of Tesla, where we think the stock is going, all the kinds of things we normally do. What I normally do on a Wednesday night show, which is kind of quick takes about what's happening in the Tesla world. Larry's just going to help me this Wednesday night because of Fed Chairman Powell's activity on Wednesday, which is going to change worlds. Maybe it will be a nothing burger. We'll find out tomorrow. So that's all I got for you right now. It has been great talking to you.